My name is Nur Fatia Benti Sagir. Here is our content. I will point out what is international political economic and why China as a new economic superpower. Proceed with the next presenter. Nur Azrin will explain on the international events of China, and Zulaika will state the theory and policy used by China. Last but not least, Judin will explain on the implication that been through by the China. International political economic is the study of set of related problems on international finance and international trade. Since a lot of problem on trade and monetary relation issue that affect on the economic, the actors of international relation focus on those problems by using international political economic. And there are few theories approach of international political economic that been used in answer those related problems.
Just the guitar, okay, cool.
As a new economic superpower, international trade orientation, China slowly opened the door to other countries and begin export orientation. China make a good touch with the multi-billion natural gas will help to provide the demand for China's development of non-fossil fuel. As an alternative energy, China offer an affordable price. China's regional and bilateral free trade agreements to secure trading and investment. China has free trade agreement that consist Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN, Australia, Chile, Costa Rica, Hong Kong, Macau, Iceland, New Zealand, Pakistan, Peru, Switzerland, and South Korea. As for Taiwan, China has made Economic Cooperation Framework Agreement. The combination of this agreement has led to a higher GDP and population from US and also the same levels total trade with US. China signed agreement with Georgia and Maldives. China also reviewing and signing another free trade agreement with Middle East countries which are the Cooperation Council for the Arab States of the Gulf, Sri Lanka, Israel, Norway, Moldova and Mauritius. For the current agreement, China is intended to improve the agreement. For example, from FTA, China want to upgrade to be a Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, RCEP. As it view as a threat to US, the Trade Promotion Authority, TPA, and Trans-Pacific Partnership, TPP, was created as a counterattack to China. New President of US Donald Trump has decided to resign from the Trans-Pacific Partnership, TPP, agreement and pursue the bilateral agreement. China's Belt and Road Initiative BRI has been developed for the purpose of boosting the economic integration and connectivity the country involved with the neighbor countries in any China trading partner such as Asia, Africa and Europe. In official website, 70 countries have been listed. Meanwhile, China's official media stated that already 86 countries have signed 100 cooperation with China. China will have a better foreign exchanges, a new international business opportunity for Chinese company, new markets and stimulate the growth of economy. If only the borrower did not pay, the China will gain huge losses. China has launched the Made in China 2025 in 2015. It will aims to achieve a boot in China's brand, the competitiveness of the industries and also make
Made in China 2025 has been introduced with the aim to become a major competitor in advanced manufacturing globally. The goal is to increase Chinese domestic content of core materials to 40% by 2020 and 70% by 2025. Aerospace equipment, robotics, information technology, power equipment, energy saving, high technology shipping, advanced medical devices, agricultural machinery, new materials, and high-speed railway. Factories in Dongguan City are relied on making and exporting shoes, toys, and electronic parts to the United States and Europe. By doing this, China can introduce their brand to the world. China Open Door policy is an idea that has been established by Deng Xiaoping in 1978 under Reform and Opening Up Declaration. This policy is a result of long term of isolation and political turbulence that has brought poverty and suffering to the people of China. The policy of Open Door was declared to improve the economy and livelihood of the citizens. Under this policy, the government of China encouraged China's engagement with all of countries. The policy allows the foreign imports and promote the exports to the other country. Export processing zones such as Fujian also was established to encourage the foreign investors to set up factories in this zone. In 1998, the foreign investment increased to $30 billion from an annual rate of less than $1 billion in 1978. This proves the positive feedback of the policy. The ideas of this policy is still continuing until the present day. This can be shown when China and Malaysia welcome investment in each other's country in information and communication technology for 2018 to 2022 period. Going global policy is about China government's encouragement towards their enterprises to go invest to the abroad. Global slogan also has been created. At present, the most important areas of destination for the investment of China are USA, Russia, Japan, and Australia. Other than that, China also has put a lot of investment in the developing countries in the Asian area. For instance, in Cambodia, China put a lot of investment through medical services, while in Vietnam, China investment is through electrical generation.
In 2014, China has been rated as a #1 economic superpower in the world ranking by International Monetary Fund (IMF) across the United States based on the purchasing power equivalent of GDP indicators, gross domestic product, which China successfully produced 17% GDP, exceeding the US by 1% and is 16%. So due to China's larger population, it will remain in low or middle income for the past 30 years, but has been impressed the development economies also inspired such Brazil, Argentina, Colombia, and India, which they want to emulate China's approach. So during this time, China per capita income rising annually at to 10% at this rate. So China struggling avoided heavy military burden, while US carried it at their back, which does not fit back to economic growth. So China grew its economic and political by reducing the civil war and upgrading the peaceful political transition of leadership. However, there are some events that occur towards China's internationally, especially between them and US, which this event might give some impact to China's condition and position, but this is also the reason of milestone of the strongest of China. So the first one is the 2008 global financial crisis. Over the past several years, China has enjoyed one of the world's fastest growing economies and has been a major contributor to world economic growth. So during this time, several Chinese industry, particularly the export sector, have been hit hard by crisis, and millions of workers have reportedly been laid off. China's economic was to stop market collapse. China's economic was to stop market collapsing. Economists push in a recession and financial institutions failing. But in 2010, China has kept its relatively high growth rate during the crisis period, although the global financial crisis and economic downturn reduced foreign demand of China's export substantially for the first time in many years. So it is rated China's economic rebounded with a GDP growth of around 10%, outperforming all other major economies. So, however, during this crisis, China did maintain their high growth rate by strong fiscal position, high level of foreign exchange reserve, and limited international capital flow. During this crisis, what happened to US was they faced the trade deficit and needs the willing buyers for the treasury's issues to finance its budget deficit. The second one is the trade war. That is the Trump policy tariff with China's 2018. So Americans are progressively distracted by the growing economic influence of China. With the rate above 9%, the blame of its stealing US job, of violating its worker to keep labor cost low, of keeping the yuan undervalued by pegging it to the dollars, of exporting deflation by selling its product abroad at unfair price, and so forth, which it have charged of little merit. But little misunderstanding behind them have opened the trade war between these two countries. So Trump has imposed the tax on import from the China, Mexico, Canada, EU to encourage consumer to buy American product. So total tariff is 250 billion worth of good, which US imposed 3 rounds of tariff on China's product this year. So Trump want to protect. The reason why the tariff being imposed is Trump want to protect jobs and stop the unfair transfer of American technology and intellectual property to China. So during this time, what happened to US is many US companies and industry groups have testified to the US Trade Representative Office that their business being harmed, even though the idea of boosting local business and support the national economy by American people after the tariff has been imposed, which is encourage consumer to buy American due to tariff make US made product cheaper than import one.